Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy Corey Parson, the fantasy executive here for Fantasy Alarm and the Better Sports Network. And the college football playoff final is set. Washington Huskies versus the University of Michigan Wolverines. And you know what? I have no problem with the matchup. Shout out to the Michigan Wolverines. Listen, all season long, they have had the best defense in college football. And you know what? It showed up in the Rose Bowl versus Alabama. That defensive line was stout. They dominated Alabama's offensive line. They was able to close the gaps and close the holes. Got the takeaways from Jalen Milroe. So shout out to the Michigan Wolverines on a job well done and reaching the national championship game. Now, when you look at the Alabama Crimson Tide, their season was a great season. It started off poor, but then they continued to get better every week behind the play of Jalen Milroe. But guess what? In the national semifinal, Jalen Milroe was not able to complete on the down-the-field explosive passes that got Alabama to where they are, and that's why you see the Crimson Tide going home, along with a problem they had all season. And this is what I tell everybody. When the stakes are the highest, your biggest problems will shine brightest. Low snaps have been a problem for Alabama all season long, and it reared its ugly head in the national semifinal. But if you want to get ahead of next year's college football, I would put a big, juicy future on Jalen Milroe to be the Heisman Trophy winner. Now, let's go to the other semifinal down there in the Sugar Bowl, Texas Longhorns and the Washington Huskies. Now, despite Washington trying their best to give the game away, Washington had control of the game from the jump. And that's why I say a team like Texas shouldn't have probably been in this thing anyway. They lost to Oklahoma. Now, they did make it a fight, and I know Texas Longhorn fans are going to talk big trash, but, you know, Texas was back at least from September to January. With that being said, shout out to the Washington Huskies. Michael Penix very well could be the best player in college football. They got the best offense in college football, so it gives them a national championship matchup, pitting the top offense versus the top defense. I expect a good one. Lines open up with Michigan as a 3.5-point favorite, and Michigan's going to be a big root, but I'm going to take the Huskies on the money line. Michael Penix and crew bringing it home. Now, there was another game that was of interest this weekend. It was the Orange Bowl with the Georgia Bulldogs versus the Florida State Seminoles. Yes, those Florida State Seminoles. The Florida State Seminoles that have been a pain in my ass this entire season. The guys that started the season crying about wanting to leave the ACC, then they ended the season crying as well. Now they talk about, oh, well, look at how many players opted out. Well, maybe if the president, AD, head coach, and governor of the state didn't act like jackasses, maybe the players would have played. Alabama and Georgia don't got a problem with players opting out, but Florida State did because they got a poor culture and they did not deserve to be there. And you saw that as Georgia cut day behind like none other. So I'm so glad we don't have to hear about the Florida State Seminoles anymore. But I am going to tell you about the Fantasy Alarm All-Pro subscription. Unlock all contents for all sports. You a fantasy basketball guy, big DFS guy. Baseball drafts are starting up now. So go All-Pro now and save an extra $100 when you unlock all access all year. Use promo code LOCK at fantasyalarm.com/lock.